Okay, says we are live. Hello, welcome. Hopefully we are all good, and hopefully it is a fantastic Friday for you. Hopefully we can get some work out of the way or fun creativity started for the weekend, whatever it is that is on your plate today. I have a new chair. It's kind of hard to tell because I have it covered in the same jacket I usually have it covered in, and it looks very much like my old chair. But it's a new office chair. So it's one of the things my dad got for me as a belated birthday present. So it's a lazy boy, which is nice. I don't think I've ever had a lazy boy office chair before. So, but yes, we've got that. We had some productive things happened this morning. We had a mechanical maintenance company come out this morning, and they cleared the dryer vent that is under the house. So they did not have to replace it. They just had one of those nifty little brushes on a long stick that you just keep adding segments to for however long it needs to be. And then it goes around and it like clears out the clumps of things. So we had prior to my surgery, we had cleaned out the bit that was topside, so that was just at the dryer point. But like I don't enjoy being in a crawl space, and so we had a company come out to do that part. So it took them under an hour, and they cleared it out for us and hooked everything back up in a little bit better fashion at the joint part where it hooks up and goes through the floor. So they redid that joint section so that it's not quite so hard corners. So hopefully it won't catch as much lint debris in the future. We are getting a new dryer, but that is not scheduled to be delivered until April 4th. So, hey, things are progressing. I also called my doctor's, my surgeon, regarding my follow-up appointment, and clarified some things for that. So yeah, progress. And I did get some sleep, which was nice, because some sleep is better than no sleep. That is for sure. Christian Michael, hello, welcome. Nicola is here, hello, welcome. Stacy is here, good afternoon. Stacy's birthday is tomorrow, yay! Happy early birthday. You ordered some books and they should start arriving on Tuesday. Nice. Excellent. Hopefully they are all fantastic 5 out of 5 stars for reading. Pleasure and fun. Diane says good morning. Diane is excited for Stacy's new books. Yes. Stacy says, since the poll is for inconvenient and not detrimental. Yes, you chose the fingers. Having had a severe ankle sprain, that would not have been your personal choice. Yeah, so the poll for today is in regards to, which like YouTube has switched it up, and the poll is now at the bottom of the chat for me instead of the top. So I don't know where it is in terms of your chat box. Is it at the top? Is it at the bottom? Whichever. But the poll is, which injury would be the most inconvenient to have for your main character to have at the moment? So whatever your main character is doing at the moment, whatever scene you have them in, what is the most inconvenient thing that would happen to them? Would they pull their back or slip a disc? Would they jam or break fingers? Would they have vision problems, either temporary or permanent or semi-permanent? Up to you. Or would they have a severe sprain / broken ankle? Like what would be the most detrimental, like not as Stacy says, not the most detrimental, the most inconvenient for them to have at the moment. Because, you know, sometimes we have to torture our characters. Sometimes. But sometimes we also have to remember how long things take to heal, because that's also sort of like a secondary aspect of that. Diane is contemplating going back to bed. I hear you on that. Like, are you talking about like for a quick 20-minute nap, or are you talking about like for a 4-hour nap? Because I cannot do quick naps. If you are someone who can do quick naps, I am all for that. But I am unable to do quick naps. I do not fall asleep until 45 minutes to an hour. And so therefore I need a good chunk of time for a nap. But happy early birthday for Stacy, says Diana. Ooh, they're hardback books. Nice, that you don't have in the Hollows and the Mercy Thompson series. Nice, you have read them before. Still fantastic. Stacy says, for us, still the bottom is at the poll until you vote, and then it acts like a pinned comment. Gotcha. Okay. So that way it gets in your way when you want to comment, sort of, until you pay attention and do the poll. Got it. 4-hour nap. Okay. You're also on the no quick nap side of things. Yes. Me too. Me too. Me too. One thing I did do over the last couple days is that I finished my April setup. So y'all saw me, what day was it? Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. And I got most of my, like, it's hard to tell where it, there we go. I got most of my calendar all set up. And then I went ahead and I have done the weeks. So the weeks have a 2-page double spread. And I just went sticker happy because I was trying to use up some of my purple stickers, to be honest. I was trying to use up some of my purple stickers. So I've got like all kinds of wisteria and some of the images that came with the ladies. So I have wisteria swings, I have wisteria gates, wisteria like reeds. I just have all the wisteria and trees, just the trees themselves. So that's what my basic thing looks like. And then I have a wrap up page as well. So I have all the purple. And I didn't even unwrap the purple stamp pad that I got from Archer and Olive. I didn't need any stamps. I just had all the purple things. So, yeah. Diane had your March Had our March accountability meeting just now online for the course that you're taking, and you have some things to figure out. Ooh, like good things, bad things. Like what are we figuring out? Are we figuring out how to be more efficient? Are we figuring out how to prioritize? What are we figuring out? Right here. Yes. I enjoyed using up the majority of the Wisteria purple stickers. I have a couple left, to be honest, because I had ordered so much. But Stacy says, I have recently been able to take quick naps. Ooh, but mainly because you don't go lay down until you're just not able to keep your eyes open. You still sleep for at least half an hour. Gotcha. Yeah. Diane says, I've just been so mentally wiped out and in full ADHD mode of here of late. Okay. Not accomplishing all the things. Gotcha. Gotcha. People in the meeting were kind, but suggestions like Pomodoro, time blocking, planning, etc., all things that you already semi-do. Yeah. Yeah. I get that. I get that. And sometimes you're just... Oh, an hour and a half. You're right, Stacy. You did say an hour and a half, and I just skipped over that hour. But yes. Yeah. Yeah. The things you already do. So it's like you're talking to the choir. We already know that this is how it's supposed to go, but it's not happening, which can be very frustrating for sure, because you want your brain to do something. Your body and your brain are telling you different things. So, yeah. You did order a timer dice doohickey. Oh, okay. I've seen those. The ones that have like a 5-minute timer on one side, 10-minute timer type of thing, and then it like beeps at you when it's done. I don't know. Some of them I've seen where it displays a countdown. Some of them I've seen where it does not. I know from a couple of the kids that I was teaching that those who had ADHD sometimes also had a lot of anxiety surrounding time. And so we had to take off the countdown timers for their online quizzes and things. Like, I couldn't do anything about the clock already being up in the classroom. Like, I wasn't going to get a ladder and take it down every time we took a quiz. So, but yeah, the countdown timer on the screen, we had to take that away for a couple of kids because it was constantly having them like recalculating how much time they had left for the question in their brain rather than actually focusing on answering the questions. Which, like, I get stuck in that holding pattern where I'm constantly stuck in that mode of like, okay, the appointment's at this time. I have to be there 15 minutes early, which means it takes this many minutes to drive across town. I should factor in like 5 to 10 minutes extra in case time. So this is the time I need to start. I need to leave the house like last minute. This is the time I need to start getting ready to leave the house. This is the time I need to get like, so that backwards calculation thing, like I get stuck in that a lot. And so I don't fully always get the countdown thing, but I do get that like stuck in that holding pattern type thing. So, yeah. This timer dice does both. It was $9. That's not bad. Not bad. You get all the things done one day, then the next, who knows? Yeah, so there's no consistency then, which means you can't feel like it feels like you're not building up momentum then. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull the cat. I have so many cats over here, y'all. From the papers. I need to like show them to the fam and then recycle them. So that's one thing I'm trying to do, is make sure that I recycle them, because they are just paper. So, okay. I am licensed to kill squeaky toys. I'll have a vodka meowtini, shaken, not purred. Looks very relaxed. Does it look like a Bond villain, though? I'm not sure. I'll leave that up to debate. And then today's, would it be too much to ask that you always keep your knees together when you sit, asking for a friend? The polite Siamese ladylike sitting. Okay, so those are our cats for the day. Then we need a card. Diane says, I didn't bring up the ADHD and spectrum issues. I just feel like there has to be a way around that works. I mean, I have accomplished things before. Yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating. Okay. I pulled 2. So we have the crow, number 17, co-create with the spirit. And then we also have 15, the cow, miracles are endless. I think those 2 together are good. Say says, and now I have the Siamese cat songs from Lady and the Tramp stuck in my head. Yes. Here's the crow. I love this crow image because you've got the iridescent sort of colors in the chest, and you also have that sort of heart light, which is really nice. I like it. Plus, I just like the crow. As you look around you, can you sense the magic that pulses through the world? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing? How every intention can call the universe into action as the sacred laws shape what you experience? The universe works in perfect order. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with the spirit, you will want to crow with delight, feeling the excitement and the wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. The crow says you are right on target now to see your dreams magically come into being in the visible world. The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise are operating in your favor. Remember to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it is still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realms of co-creation. No matter what area of life that you are concerned with now, what you hope for is on its way. So that's a very positive card, but also a reminder of, like, even though things are sometimes in that half-finished state, like, you can still praise the amount of progress that we have. And then we have the cow. Miracles are endless. Again, sort of that abundance vibe for us. You are at a beautiful point in your life today. If your needs are being met effortlessly and in so many ways, fully embrace this truth by focusing on all you have right now, including the positive relationships that sustain you, the work you are proud to do to contribute to the world, and the activities that inspire you and nourish your soul. The cow nudges you to pay attention because this is the perfect time to focus on the choices, actions, and behaviors that you know feed your soul and bring your heart contentment. Now is also a time when you will see many of your projects and commitments that were set into motion in the past begin to yield valuable gifts that will bring you joy and love and sustain you for a long time to come. Stay positive and share your well-being with others. The more you share, the more you will manifest, so be generous. The cow promises you will never run out of miracles. So there you go. I like both of those together. They're very generous. Very nice. Okay, so I have set up my journal for next month, so I don't need to work on that. So I think today I can actually write, which would be nice. I do have a mug of tea in my cute little, it takes a long time to grow an old friend mug. I also have a big glass of water. So I am set in terms of hydration. I know that I'm sort of, I want to get a whole lot done, but I need to remember to be generous with myself as I am still recovering. So like maybe 1,000 words, somewhere in that vein. That's what I would like to get today. So, all right, let's go ahead and we'll start with the rubber duckies. Oh, and just in time, because our neighbor is starting up their lawnmower. Okay, so 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, please do take a break. Here we go, 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Apparently my neighbor is having something pressure washed. So apologies if you can hear that. Hopefully you can't. I got about 460 words all totaled. Not great, but I will take it. It has been a while, feels like, since I've been able to concentrate on writing. So I will definitely take any progress that I can get. Now, how'd you do? I see Diane is going to start the day over again and curl up in bed for a little bit of a nap, maybe, or at least a relaxation session, which on a Friday is not a bad idea. How are we doing in terms of our poll? Okay, we have a relative clear winner at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, I made some progress. Establishing a new character. Hopefully, I think I'm going to have to go back in and do a little bit more addition. So I might just do that the second sprint because I can already tell like I'm going to need a little bit more of something in terms of making this character fit the narrative a little bit better. So Stacey says the earworm has changed. It is now no longer the Siamese cat song. You are now singing K-pop Demon Hunters. Karma would be so proud of you. Yes. Yes, yes. What was the one that gosh. I was looking back at my my year in music spread. The Afro Soul, which I know is AI, which is bothersome, but it's so like the papaute. So the original papaute was by Stromae, Stromme, I think is how you spell the artist's name. And then Pentatonics did a cover of it quite a few years ago. And then there apparently on social media has been the Afro Soul version of it, which is really good. Unfortunately, unfortunately the AI version is really good. So you can find some covers of it from like actual artists, but it's still kind of frustrating. But it has led to apparently an uptick in Stromae's sales, which is great. Sort of brought them back into the public eye, I guess. So yeah, that was my most recent earworm. But yeah, I'm definitely probably about time for a new one. So, all right, let's go ahead and do another sprint. And let's do the 30-minute flowers. Can we put the, yes, I will see if I can find, okay, so we want the it may only be 1M. Okay, so the original video, copy link. So here is Stromae's Papaute. So that's the original. And then here is the one, it was like a year. So the original Stromae one is like 12 years old. Then the Pentatonics with apparently Lindsay Sterling. I'd forgotten about that. Is here. And then the Afrobeats version is here. So they all have like slightly different vibes, which like I like all of them. So yeah. But anyway, so there are your 3 musical homework assignments to listen to those. And hopefully I can pass my earworm to you so that I can make room for another one for myself. So, okay, let's go ahead and do the second sprint. Second sprint is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something to promote that is writing adjacent, please make sure to do so. Also make sure you are subscribed not only to myself, but also to the other channels that you visit, like the Troublemakers and whoever else that you are participating in their chats and live streams and all that. So 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I'm now up to 800 and a couple words. So another somewhere in the 400s, 3 to 400s. So I think the 1,000 that I wanted to get is within reach. Our neighbor is still power washing. So there's that. But yeah, let's see, Monster just got home. Very nice. Welcome home to Monster. Also, 1,000 Great Books says, oh, hey, good to see you doing well. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Got a question. Can someone give me tips on writing a very long monologue for the protagonist? It comes smack in the middle of the book and has to highlight the protagonist's mistaken philosophy of life. So who are they speaking to? Like who else is around? Are there going to be other people that will try to interrupt, or other people that will eye roll or completely ignore them? So what I would say is that a lot of times, like, long monologues can be broken up by like, so and so turned away and rolled his eyes, and grabbed another biscuit from the platter, while so and so started to whisper and talk about something else. Somebody else focused on their drink. So you can have the dialogue be only the protagonist speaking, but you could also have indicators from how the other characters are acting that they're just completely blowing this off because it's a very, very much a mistaken idea. Stacy says, could the monologue take place in the shower? You're speaking to a friend. They're drunk, talking crap mostly, and the protagonist sort of erupts. Okay, so if they are drunk, how drunk are they? Are they stumbling over things? Are they talking to a lamppost instead of their friend? Are they interrupting their monologue to apologize to the trash can that they turned over accidentally? So it's like you can have the monologue, you can have the mistaken life philosophy being presented in this drunken manner, but you can interrupt it. It doesn't have to be like a solid wall of text, if that makes sense. Okay, so Stacy listened to all 3 of the Papaute versions. You like the Pentatonics version best, but then again, it is in French. Are they not all in French? Did I just miss? Like, I was pretty sure the first one. Because I'm pretty sure Stromae's original is in French. Yeah, but anyway, they are lovely songs. And I like all of them. So that's the thing. Funky is here and is celebrating the fact that it is Friday. Excellent. Are you done with your work writing? Have you put your coffee on? Are you done for the day? Like, how's it looking? Elizabeth is here as well. Hi, everybody. Sorry. Hello. So they're rambling. Okay, this is Stacy understanding the context of the monologue. The main character is rambling, and if the friend is also drunk, can interrupt with either agreement or other nonsense. Yes. Okay, maybe not that drunk. Can say they're past the initial tipsy stage, but not stupidly sodden or inebriated. Okay. I still would recommend not having a giant wall of text. Funky says, definitely recommend breaking up the monologue, and in real life, 2 drunk people wouldn't allow that anyway. Also very true, yes, because when you're friends and you're drunk together, it's often a very much a chatter fest. Drunk friend interrupts from time to time, sometimes in agreement, sometimes to ask questions. Yeah. Funky still has work writing to do still, unfortunately. Gotcha. But do you have coffee? Or is it soon to be brewing? Hopefully that will make things better. Andy says hi. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to vote in the poll if you have not already done so. Which injury would be most inconvenient for your main character to have at this moment in time in whatever scene you are working on? Pulled back or slipped disc, jammed and broken fingers, vision problems, or severe sprain or broken ankle. Which would be the most inconvenient for your character? Funky's currently imbibing coffee, so yes, things are okay. Excellent. Yeah, I'm apparently, I mean, I've been sort of somewhat getting off of caffeine in general, but with my gallbladder no longer existing in my body, apparently caffeine is no longer, at least in the short term, is not an option for me. And perhaps not in the long term either. But we shall see. Stacy says, I didn't realize both were in French. Yeah, I think all three of them are in French. All three of the versions, because subtitles were intuitive. Yeah, it sounded like it might be African language that had elements of French. To be honest, I did not necessarily pay as much attention to the Afrobeats version, so could be. Feeling better today, for the most part. Yeah, I'm having a bit of muscle pain, sort of under the belly, in one particular location, and so I called and talked to the nurse line at the surgeon's office about it, and they said it's normal. So they're like, yeah, you're gonna hurt for a while. I'm like, okay, great, thanks. But anyway, so I do have my follow-up with them next week. So they'll be able to check me out and make sure everything's normal and everything. So, yeah. But yeah, everything else is good. So, oh no's to the no caffeine. Yeah. Yep. And it's like all I can think of wanting to eat are things that I should not be eating, especially in the short term, but even probably in the long term. And like trying to find substitutes. So I went to go put I was going to have my non-cheese cream cheese on a piece of whole grain toast, because whole grain toast is apparently good for not having your gallbladder out anymore, or not having your gallbladder anymore. So I was going to have that to smear on the toast instead of butter, because I'm not supposed to have the fat at the moment till my body adjusts to not having gallbladder. So I took a gander at the nutrition facts, and tell me why the non-cheese cream cheese had as much as, if not more, fat than the actual cow milk version, the actual cream cheese. So I was like, okay. So the thing that I could find to smear on my toast, which was actually like a slice of American cheddar, which that was not a good idea, but whatever, it's fine. I wound up smashing a banana and putting that on the toast the next morning. So, but like, yeah, all of my fake cheeses have just as much, if not more, fat content than the real cheeses. So I'm like, okay. So now I have to. My dad's been asking whether or not I am truly lactose intolerant, or if it was the gallbladder acting up, and I don't know the answer to that. So of course I'm going to try it once I'm feeling better. But I still have to like get through that to win my body adjust to no longer having gallbladder. But yeah, all I can think about is like, I want a slice of pizza. I would love a slice of pizza. I would love some ice cream. I would love chocolate. My mom brought home some Reese's peanut butter cups, and my dad was like, "Here, have one." I'm like, "I cannot. I cannot." Uh, so like all the things I can't have right now, I want. Stace says fruit teas and uncolas may be in your future. Yes, so I have plenty of the teas already, but I don't know that I have. I did get some sparkling waters that are flavored. To be honest, I don't love them. So it's like the limoncello, didn't love. And then the like black raspberry or something like that. That was okay. And I still have to. I know I've had the tangerine before, and that's the last one in the pack of flavors. My favorite, honestly, of the seltzer water flavors was the key lime. Um, but I also know that I can't have too many of them because the bubbles make me uncomfortable. So anyway, is it pain when I move or just sitting there? Both. Mostly if I'm moving, like transitioning position. Um, so like when I go to actually like sit, or when I like move slightly, especially if I move my left leg sort of like to the side, it hurts. So it's just apparently I'm going to have to figure out ways to sit that don't hurt. And I have not found that yet. So you did really, yeah, like, and so I'm trying to figure out, I'm hoping that maybe I'm not lactose intolerant anymore. Maybe it was just but I also can't like rule out that I probably am. So okay, Sprite, 7-Up, ginger ale, Starry, etc. Yeah, they gave it, which I thought was interesting because I like, with as much as they warned me about the possibility of having the runs, TMI here, one of the first things they gave me was like a ginger ale type thing. It was very good. I'm glad they had it after the surgery, but like it was for the nausea. So yeah. Diane never laid down. Liar. You got on Facebook instead. Oh no. It's okay. Okay. All right. Let's stop talking about pizza and tacos and ice cream and Reese's peanut butter cups, and it's like just in time for Easter, so like the Cadbury mini eggs, I want them, but I can't have them. But pizza is like number one on my list. And yes, I will be trying a Costco pizza slice at some point in the future because you must, right? You must. Anyway, Diane says, did a major brain dump the other day because you're feeling overwhelmed. It helped for about 24 hours. Now you're being back to, oh crap, panic moment. Gotcha. Gotcha. Funky says, they got ya. Meaning Facebook. Yes. Yes, they did. All right, let's go ahead and do the other rubber chicken timer. And share screen. And I'm going to get to that 1,000 mark. Maybe I'll see if I can stretch it to 1,200. We'll see. If I hit 1,200, that'll be extra stretch celebration. So, all right, let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure that you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that is the end of that sprint. I did make my 1,000. I got just shy of 1,200. So I am excited about that. Let's see. As for the poll, 39% say that the most inconvenient injury for our main character would be vision problems. 31% say a pulled back or slipped disc. 15% tied for fingers and ankles. So, yeah, so that's where we are on that. Sorry to kind of end this abruptly. I do have a task that I need to do outside of the writing, so I need to go help my mom with some of that tax stuff. So yeah, so don't forget to save, and I will hopefully see y'all on Monday. And I will see y'all soon. All right, thanks. Bye.